Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Arizona People's Lobbyist Training Series. Please note our website, azpeopleslobbyist.com. In this video, I will show you how to read legislative bills. You will learn that in most cases, this task is not as daunting as you may think. For illustration purposes, I will go through two bills, one very easy and the other one a bit more challenging. The first thing that we do is we go to the Arizona legislature's website and find the bill that we're interested in, which I am doing right now. Let's see, there it is. So one of the bills that we're going to be looking at is HB 2770. So I am going to enter that 2770 and see what comes up. This is the main page for that particular bill. It has a lot of information in it. The only kind of information we're interested in is found under documents over here, so I am going to click on that. And you'll notice what comes up. You have the introduced version, and you have a House summary. Now, a lot of the bills do not have a summary, but this one does. It's one of those that does have a summary. So it makes your life a little bit easier if you can look at that summary. So we're going to do that. And you have two choices. You can use a PDF or HTML. I happen to like HTML better, so I'll do that one. But you can do either one. So I'm going to click on that and see what comes up. Again, I mentioned that this is a very basic bill. The overview tells you pretty much what you need to know about it. It has to do with the mask requirements and mandates. And you look down here on the provisions, and a lot of these bills will have like 5, 6, 10, 20 provisions. This one happens to have only one. So again, I just wanted to use a bill that was extremely easy to read and very minor, very simple. So let's back out of that uh, and look at the introduced version, which would be the actual bill, not a summary, but the bill itself. Again, we go HTML. It tells me here who the supporters are of that bill, and down here is the text of the bill. And it's only 1.5 lines of text. That's it. And all it says is that a business does not have to it's not required to enforce the mandate about the mask. And I'm not going to get into an argument on that. I'm just telling you how to read the bill. So once you know that, then you know what the bill does and you can support or oppose it. Okay, so I'm going to back out of that and get into a little more difficult bill so I can show you what happens. We are going to change our bill number. And the other bill that I want to look at is HCR 2026. So let's see what comes up when we go there. Again, the overview of the bill comes out. We're not interested in any of this stuff. All we're interested in is the document. So I'm going to click on document. And again, we have the bill version, the introduced version. Now, this time we do not have a summary. As I said, not all bills have a summary, and I'm not going to get into the ins and outs as to some why they do and why they don't. The fact is, we do not have it for this one. So we have to look at the introduced version. And again, I'm going to look at it via HDMI because I happen to prefer that. And here's the bill. Unlike the other bill, this one has only one sponsor. That doesn't necessarily mean anything good or bad about the bill, but that's the fact. And then over here, you see that it is a concurrent resolution. Now, it's this HCR stands for House Concurrent Resolution. Concurrent resolution bills fall into one of two categories. One category is where you just have an advisory bill where the result of it is just advising everyone that you are for or against a particular subject. It has no teeth in it, it has no power. All it is just a statement of policy. Okay? But the other type of HCR or SCR, if it comes from the Senate, the other type is one that, if approved by both chambers, instead of going to the governor for a signature as we normally would with a regular bill, it goes to the voters for an up or down vote. And that's exactly what's happening over here. If this bill were to clear both the Senate and the House, then it would go to the people for a vote up or down. And those types of votes can be on uh, an amendment to the Constitution, or it can be just a statute, which would have the same effect as the legislature passing the statute. In this case, it is not a constitutional amendment; it is a statute. So that would be the final the ending of what would happen here. So again, I am not interested in getting into the what is good or bad or indifferent or whatever. I'm just pointing out the way to read these things. And you notice that there's black text, there's red, and there's blue. The black is the original statute. In this case, the statute happens to be 26-303. Well, you probably don't care much about that. But that's the statute that if you went to that statute on the Arizona Revised Statute, this is what you would see. You would see the black portion of what's happening here. The red is text that was there before, but it's being taken out, and it's in red with strike over. And the text that's been added is the text that you see in all capitals and blue. And that's always the case. Anytime you see red with strike over, that's text that was there before and it's been taken out. And anything that you see in blue and all capitals is text that's been added to the bill, to the statute. And again, we have a bunch of text over here that we're adding and so on. So that's how you read the bill. Now, in this case, that's all you need to do is look at the blue text and decide whether you like it or not, and that way you can formulate an opinion. In some cases, you have a situation where instead of amending the statute, in other words, if you read the line here, section 1, it says section 26-303, Arizona Revised Statutes, is amended. Amended to read. Well, that means we're keeping the statute, we're just changing some things in it. And we may like the change, we may not, but that's all it is. It's just a change. Some bills, instead of amending the statute, they repeal the statute. And in that case, you don't get to see the black text, you don't get to see the text of the bill. In order for you to know what is being repealed, you have to go to the Arizona Revised Statutes and see exactly what the bill is. So, for a moment and for illustration purposes, we're going to assume that this bill would have been repealing this section 26-303. Now, what does that mean? Well, the 26 stands for the title, and there's about 50 titles in the Arizona Revised Statutes. This is Title 26, and then 303 refers to the section of the Title 26 that this refers to. So, if we do not have the text of that, how do we find out what 26-303 is? Well, here's how we find out. We go to the Arizona legislature and to the website, and then on the main page you have your drop down menu, and under Legislative Council you have three choices. One of those choices is Arizona Revised Statutes, so I am going to click on that. Okay, and here's the revised statutes. Now we wanted 26, right? We wanted Title 26, so we scroll down until we get to our Title 26, and it's right here. So I am going to click on Title 26. And then the section that we wanted was 303. So we are going to scroll down until we get to 303. And here it is. So we click on 303. And now there is the law right there. That's the statute. And that's exactly what we saw earlier. But now it doesn't have any blue or red because this is the original. We're not changing anything, of course. We're just looking at the original. But if the bill that we're looking at would have called for the repeal of the bill, this is what we would know that's being repealed. So now you know not only how to read the bill, but how to look at when they say refer to title such and such, section such and such, you know how to get to it. Okay. And that, folks, is pretty much it. It pretty much wraps it up. If you like what you saw, please let your friends know about it. Thank you very much for watching and participating in our political process.